Hey everyone and welcome to The Learning Ladder. I thought today I'd share some of our favourite homeschool products that I've purchased that we've used throughout the years and really loved and have found great investment in. I thought it might be useful. So first thing is the Kellogg's shelves from IKEA. And we have the big one in our schoolroom. We have them pretty much in several rooms of the house and we absolutely love them. Highly recommend. You can use them for all kinds of things. This one we use for books, other ones we use for games. And then you can buy the drawer inserts you can put in as well. So some of them we've got toys in. Highly love these shelves, recommend them. This has lasted the test of time. We got this before we even started homeschooling, so we have had this I think since my daughter was, we got this when we moved into our old house, so about 2. Not the first, we moved into our old house when she was 1, but I think we got this when she was 2, so we've had this 9 years, still going strong. It's moved house as well, it's travelled a long way and it's still intact, so definitely recommend these IKEA shelves. Small item, and I only got it this year, but oh my goodness, tape dispenser. so useful. I don't know why I didn't get one years earlier. My daughter loves making crafts with sellotape, so it's really helpful for her, but it's also great for you as a homeschool mom when you're doing things about your day, so definitely recommend tape dispenser. I don't know why I held out so long getting one. The Billy bookcases, love them, from IKEA. They come in lots of different sizes, so depending on what space you've got, this is the larger one I believe, or maybe the second to largest one. Highly recommend them. Again, we've moved house with all of these shelves. They've really stood the test of time, travelling in and out of storage centres, onto trucks, so definitely recommend the Billy bookcases. They hold so much. It wasn't until we moved that I actually realised how much they held, not only from actually packing the boxes but also from unpacking them, seeing my garage empty dramatically once I started filling up my shelves with the books. So these hold so many books, and you can adjust the shelves as well. There's one shelf that you can't adjust, but all the other ones you can, because obviously that shelf is the spine, but the rest of them you can adjust to fit, higher or smaller books. So definitely recommend the Billy bookcases from IKEA. Again, from IKEA, I love these shelves, which you can put trays in. We call them our work boxes. Obviously, you can use them for toy storage, other things as well, but they're fantastic for homeschool. We have 2 of them, and I absolutely adore them. Definitely recommend them. The Epson EcoTank printers. So this is the ET4850. Before that, we had the, I want to say 4570 or something like that. Love this printer so much. It is a workhorse. You can replace the ink with you just pour in with Epson ink. It's not like you don't have those cartridges to faff around with. You do have a maintenance box, and I do have a video on how you change that. And I found I have to change mine every year, so mine's just full again. And you know when it's getting full because if you look on your computer, it shows you when you print at the bottom of where it shows you what ink you've got left. It'll have the maintenance box figure, and you'll see it going down and down and down. The little diagram, and that shows you obviously when it's getting close to it being full. But also I found that my print changes rapidly when it's getting full as well. I start having to keep cleaning the heads, so that's another sign. But yes, it's turned out that I've had to replace mine once a year, my maintenance box, but they're not expensive. I think I just paid 14 something for the maintenance box, so they're very reasonable. But yes, absolutely love this printer, workhorse. This one does back-to-back printing, which I really love. The other one didn't, but any of the Epson EcoTank printers are fantastic, but I do appreciate and enjoy that it does back-to-back printing as well. A binding machine. Now obviously if you're not going to be printing your own curriculum, it might not be a priority for you, but if you are and you want to bind them, then I really do like this GBC Clickman binder. The only thing I will say is it only does, mine particular one, the spines, up to 150 pages, so I have to split books because some of my curriculum is 300 plus pages. That's the only annoying thing about it, and I can't seem to find spines that are bigger than 150 pages. The other thing as well is with this, it only does 3 at a time, but I found that it's a lot more reliable than my old spiral binding one, where sometimes I'd have to reprint things because I go to hole punch it and it completely mess it up. But that's the only thing. I do really like my other binding machine too, but I found that after I got it several years ago, the blades were starting to get a bit dull. But I do really like both of the systems, so whether you go for the coil spiral bound or the click bind system, both fantastic. Definitely recommend getting a binding machine of some sort if you print curriculum. A place to hold all your manipulatives that is open so that your child can access them. We got this when my daughter was in kindergarten, and we've used it ever since. It looks a bit of a mess right now because we're getting close to the end of the year, plus we've moved house, and I just pretty much put everything in a spot without organising it again. So I will be doing that over the summer, getting it all nice and straight again, but we love this resource. She'll still go back and play with certain of the toys now, even though obviously, you know, she's 11, she'll go back and mess around with the little counting things in her games that she's playing and things. But overall, this was great for the early years, and early elementary as well. But as I said, you can still utilize it as your child gets older as well. So this was from Amazon, I believe, and I'll try and link it if I can. The plastic storage boxes came with it, and it again has stood the test of time. Very durable and moves well long distance. Having a location for all your art supplies. We have this caddy on top. As you can see, it's got all watercolor pencils in, markers and such. Again, love it. I do have a video on this art station. I'll link it below and you can see what's in there. But I have the rainbow carts with our paper and paint and everything else. Great if your child loves to draw. But even if they don't and you want to encourage it, if you put their supplies accessible to them and not, you know, in a cupboard where they can't see them, they will use them much more. So definitely recommend these little rainbow carts and a place to organise your supplies that are accessible to your kids. Whiteboard. This is magnetic. It doesn't have to be magnetic, but I think it's useful if it is, because obviously that adds more value to it if you want to use your spelling tiles with it, different things like that. But this again was from IKEA. Love it. It's got a little pen holder down there for your pens. Highly recommend these whiteboards. Fantastic for maths, language arts. You can write lists of what their assignments are. You can do so many different things with them. Love it. The IKEA desks. So this is not dirty, it's an actual plastic top that needs wiping. But the desk is actually perfectly fine underneath, and this is the reason why I have it. So this is a 2-in-1. So the desks from IKEA, love them with just the legs. It's the Malm, I think, or I'll link it anyway. Basically, you buy the top and then you can buy legs, and you can buy a configuration of just legs or cabinets or drawers. So we opted for the little cabinet, but you can get the drawers as well. So we've got 2 legs and the cabinet that supports it. Love it. We've used it since we started homeschooling. So she's used it in preschool all the way up. I did switch the desktop this year. So it was black and now it's this wooden coloured, purely because I didn't have this plastic thing on top of it, and she likes to do lots of crafts and draw, and it got glue and marker all over it, and the black had started to come away. And also I'd velcroed certain things to the desk. Do not do that, because when you take the velcro off, it ruins the actual desktop. So I did replace that this year, but other than that, it has really stood the test of time. I only replaced the top, which you can buy separately, which is fantastic because the legs and the cabinet were fine. I didn't have to buy a whole new desk. And the tops are really reasonable. I think it's £25, something along those lines. And then you've got the legs, which are £3.50 each. So you could just do the desk with the legs and not bother with the cabinet, but we do find that useful. But this plastic thing covering I got from Amazon this year, and it's really protected the desk. So as I said, this is marker. It's not dirty, it's marker, which I need to get off, and some glue and things where she's been crafting this week. But this is really protected. The under, as you can see, it looks perfectly new. It looks brand new, and she's had it for a year now, almost. So really recommend these plastic coverings over your desks if your child likes to craft. And again, I'll link those too. I love these little book carts with these book boxes. Book boxes are from IKEA, so you can just display certain titles. And just the actual cart was from IKEA as well. Again, it's been so helpful. On the bottom I store games, then we have books, and then we have our morning cart books on the top. Love it. It's been fantastic. These are showing signs of wear, but I have had them I think 2 years now. 50p from IKEA, so we don't live anywhere near an IKEA currently, but I am placing an order for some things, so I'll just get some replacements. But other than that, it's really, really sturdy shelf, moved perfectly well. We've had it for years. It is on wheels, so you can move it around your room, but if you fill it up like I do, it's a bit heavy, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. But it's just so handy to have some, if you do a morning basket, but the basket is overflowing, go to a cart. That's what I did, and it's a central location in our schoolroom, and we just love it. A good world map. This is looking a bit worse for wear now because It moved and it didn't get packaged well, but it still works and it's functional, so that's all that matters to me. It's just been stuck back up again, but a good world map. This is the Collins world map and it's got the flags at the bottom. We do have those scrunch maps, which are fantastic for your morning basket type things, but I think it's nice to have just a map on display. It does provoke conversation, and when you're reading about certain countries, if your child's anything like mine, she'll go and have a look at the map and, oh yeah, this is where this is, and it just really adds to your homeschool room. So that's a good world map. Pocket charts is not, we haven't really got much in it at the moment, but over the years we have used this so much. So from when she was younger, we used to use those vocabulary words, seasonal words in here. We've used things from curriculums that we've been using, so like the Good and the Beautiful and things like that, where they have vocabulary words. We've used other vocabulary words. We've used science vocabulary cards that I made. That Evermore Word a Day curriculum, I made flashcards out of those vocabulary words. We put them in here. Just love these pocket charts, and again, this has really stood the test of time. I do love a calendar on the door. We've had our calendar on the door from when we first started. No, actually we didn't. When we first started homeschool, we had it on our wall. But that was when we were in a bigger homeschool room in our old house. Then we switched to a smaller homeschool room in our old house and we had to put it on the door. And from that point, I've always put it on the door. It was instinct that I actually put it on the door now. We could have put it on the wall, but for some reason, I think it was just in my mind to put it back where it used to be. So I did. But love having a calendar that your child can use. Obviously, we got this when she was in pre-K4, I think, or kindergarten, but I still use it now even though she's 11. We like to mark things off. She can keep track of the day. We've put special occasions on there. Just really love these wall calendars. This was a learning resources one. We love our homeschool room clock. This one obviously has teaching aspects to it. It shows hour, minute, second. It's great for when she was learning to tell the time, but I think it's just a valuable resource to have in your schoolroom, especially if it's a teaching one like this. And this one has really worked well for us. Cozy cushions on the floor. It just seems like a simple thing, but I'll tell you, if you're like me, you'll find that you end up half the time sitting on the floor when you're in the schoolroom. So having somewhere cozy to sit on makes all the difference. Also, obviously, your children have an option of sitting on their chair or a cushion if they prefer. But as the homeschool one will find, again, if you're anything like me, you're always up and down, and I end up just popping back onto the cushion rather than finding the chair. So definitely some nice cozy cushions. Okay, so that's everything that I can think of currently. I'm sure there are tons of other things I've forgotten, but those are the things that really sprung to mind today when I thought about making this video. So I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye for now.